All right, guys, let's get started. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build a seven-figure real estate wholesaling business. And I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do this specifically without direct mail. I'm going to be teaching you how to do it without using bandit signs, without skip tracing, without Google pay-per-click, without all that stuff. And this is a very competitive, this is a completely unique model and a completely unique way of doing this. No one is teaching this. And the best part about this is to get started, you don't need experience, guys. You don't need connections in real estate. And best off, you do not need a trust fund. So I'm going to give you guys a quick earning disclaimer, just because my lawyer right here told me I had to. So first off, I'm here to tell you guys that this is what's worked for me. It's not going to work for everybody, and it's going to work for the people that really decide to take action if they do. All information in this webinar is for educational purposes only. There's no guarantees that this is going to work. Your results are completely dependent on your action. The reason that this worked so well for me is because I took massive action, and so do my students. And by following our advice, you agree not to hold us liable for any of your decisions, actions, or results at any time. So my goal is for those people that already have a business model, I want to show you guys how to transform the way you're doing things. I want to show you guys how to do things correctly in the competitive landscape of real estate that we're in 2019. I want to show you guys how to 10x your results and how to really make drastic changes to your business that will allow you to excel. Also, my goal is for those people who do not have a business running at all. This PowerPoint is still for you. This webinar is still for you. I want to show you guys how to do things correctly the first time around so you don't start off with a bunch of faulty information, making every single mistake in the book. And I'm going to give you guys an ethical bribe. If you guys stay until the end of this training, I'm going to give you guys my free flagship training, Wholesale Secrets, just for staying till the end. Guys, when I first got started, I paid a mentor $5,000, guys. That was my life savings. I paid him $5,000, and I'm not saying that it didn't help, because it did. I was able to do many deals because of it. But what he taught me is what I am going to give you guys for free just for staying until the end of this 25-minute webinar. And that is going to include a 60-day action plan, a checklist that's going to hold you accountable for every single day. It's going to give you guys a case study of all my best deals, so you literally just have to go through it and read it and you can learn for yourself. And it's going to give you all my basics of wholesaling videos, so you can just go in there and learn how to get started. Now, before we go for any further, I want to let you guys know that if you guys have failed at this business, at any other business in the past because you followed some training and it did not work, I want to let you guys know that there is no such thing as a bad student, only a bad teacher. And there's so much faulty information out there. There are so many people teaching information out there who are not actually in the trenches day in and day out working the systems and making sure they are not obsolete. And I am here to tell you that I am not one of those teachers that is going to sit here and give you information that is not working anymore, guys. I am here to teach you strategies I know are effective because I use them every day and because my students use them every single day. Now, you guys are probably wondering who I am at this point, who is giving this lecture. And guys, my name is Logan Hand. Since 2015, I've done over 100 real estate transactions. I grew up without a silver spoon. I didn't grow up with connections in real estate. I didn't grow up with family in real estate. I did go to college. I left college. I worked a corporate job that I absolutely hated, selling insurance. I had saved up a little bit of money, and I decided to leave that job one day, and I spent my entire life savings on private mentoring just so I could get right into it. And when I first got started in this business, and when I first told people that I was going to leave my job and go put everything into this one business model that I had never even tried yet, this is the way they looked at me. They would look at me and they would say, you actually think that's going to work? They'd scoff. And I'm sure many of you guys know people like this. There's a lot of people like this that expect you to take that same route that everyone else is taking, the safety route, the 401k, the job with benefits. And I'm here to tell you that, guys, you can do it without that. You don't need to take that route. I didn't take that route. My students aren't taking that route. do what you want to do. Do what you think is right. Go with your gut. And if you want to make a decision and change your life, sometimes all it takes is not listening to these people right here. So let's dive right into it, guys. I'm sure many of you guys know the basics of wholesaling. I'm sure, for you guys, you don't really need this information, but for those who don't, I'm going to just explain it to you very quickly so you guys can really understand it for the rest of this presentation. And if you want to learn more about it, obviously my flagship training course that I'm giving you away for free, if you guys finish this presentation, will explain everything way more in depth. But wholesaling works like this. You find deals like any of these deals right here. You analyze the deals so you make sure they make financial sense. You call the seller, you negotiate the deal with the seller, you agree to a certain price, and then you agree to have them sell you their contract. Or not sell you per se, but have them give you the contract to their house. And then what you're going to do is once you have that contract, you're going to find a buyer. You're going to say, hey, listen, I found this deal right here. I'm selling it for this much. And you're going to sell it for more than the contract was agreed to by the owner of the property, and you're going to collect the profits. So just a quick example, if you agreed to claim this house for $265,000 from the seller, and then you find a buyer who's willing to pay $275,000, you keep $10K right there. So, since I started in real estate, and as I told you guys, I started with less than $5,000 to my name. I have wholesale, my first year in business, 2015, I wholesaled 23 properties that year. I purchased and flipped 2 apartment buildings in 2018, and I did all of this without following any of the conventional models that most people use, which is, I'm going to explain in a minute. But because of real estate, guys, I have been able to really scale my life. I am now a franchise owner of a company called Mahane Poke, and we have poke restaurants all over the country now, and it's only getting bigger and bigger. And I've been fortunate enough to have saved the money because of this business model to actually invest into something like that. I also just sold this 38-unit apartment complex in Alabama with a net profit while it was profitable all year. And just so you guys can see, I'm the farthest thing from your typical cookie cutter waspy real estate dude. Here's a picture of me from 2013. It's a funny picture. I probably looked like the last person that would meet the stereotype or criteria for a real estate investor. And even today, I still feel like I don't meet the typical cookie cutter real estate investor. So that's just to let you guys know that you can do this whoever you are. It doesn't matter what you look like, who you are. And because of real estate, I've also been fortunate to network with some incredible people. I was featured on Rod Khleif's Lifetime Cash Flow Real Estate Investing podcast this year, where he talked to me about a lot of the deals that I had done. I also have gone to network with the clever investor Cody Sperber, who's an incredible entrepreneur, really an inspiration. And I've also gone to meet just some incredible people in my own network who are doing deals every single day and really get to know them. And these people have been completely influential not only in my business but in my life as well. So many of you guys are probably going through this presentation saying, well, this is great, Logan. This is all good. You've had a lot of success and maybe it seems like this all came easily to you. And while it's true that I did do a lot of things right, I also did a lot of things wrong. So after doing stuff like this for 2 years, and this is funny because, I used to actually hand write these signs every Thursday night. I would put hundreds of them together, and on Friday I would go and put these all over my city and spend an entire day doing that, and they would generate some leads. I'm not saying these methods don't work, but they are definitely the hard way of doing things. So at one point in time, these methods were everything. These were the best way to get deals. This was an uncompetitive way to go in there and really find some unique deals. And the methods that everyone is teaching in 2019, 2018 are these methods right here. It's direct mail campaigns, it's Google pay-per-click, it's bandit signs, it's referrals, it's sticky notes. And guys, I want to reiterate, I am not saying this is the wrong way. I'm not saying that these methods don't work. They do work. My first year in business, I used these methods and I had success. But what I realized after some time of using these methods is that there are much better ways of doing this, and there's much better ways of finding deals, and that's what I'm going to teach you guys today. So a lot of people who are following the same real estate courses, they're using all those hard methods that I just showed you, the direct mail, the PPC. I like to think of them as competing over here. They are competing in a red ocean. It's bloody competition. It's very hard to take on a larger share in the market. It's really hard to find a good deal. And our business model is focused on being over here. It's the blue ocean, open waters with plenty and plenty of opportunity. And that's because our methods of finding deals is completely unique. There are not people doing this except for my students. There are maybe obviously some other people that know this method, but there are very few, and there's so much opportunity here, guys, to really go in and take market share. So do you guys want to know the strategies that we used instead that completely transformed our wholesale business? You guys are probably looking at me like that, right? Obviously you do. That's why you guys are in this training right now. So Mogul Secrets, secret number 1. I'm going to teach you guys how to scale cold calls without actually calling people yourself. Secret number 2, I'm going to show you guys how to use ringless voicemail and text blasting to acquire deals. And secret number 3, I'm going to teach you guys how to invest the profits from your wholesale business correctly to 10 times your money with multifamily real estate. So, secret number 1 right here, guys. Scaling cold calls without actually calling people yourself. So when I first got started, I was using all the methods, as I mentioned before. I was using bandit signs, direct mail, and one day I got introduced to another investor in my local area. And this guy was in my same territory, and he was doing the same thing. He was wholesaling properties. So I got talking to him, and I had asked him how many deals he had done this year and how many he had in the pipeline. And the guy tells me that he's closing 15 deals per month. Now, I don't know if you guys can calculate that in your head, but let's say that on average his profit for each one is, $7,000. How much money do you think that guy is making a month? That guy's making $105,000 a month. That guy would be making around $1.2 million a year. Guys, that's a lot of money. So I immediately thought to myself, how in the hell is this possible? I'm working around the clock. I'm putting in bandit signs every week. I'm spending a fortune on marketing, and I'm landing maybe 3 or 4 deals every month. So I ask him, how is that possible? And he tells me he's been using virtual assistants in the Philippines to scale his cold calls. I thought to myself, I need to learn how to do this. So what if I told you you could automate your cold calls? That would probably change your business, right? I heard this quote from Tony Robbins, and I love this quote right here because, it says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. This advice is the reason I believe I've had success in my business, because understanding how to emulate the strategies of people who have succeeded is so crucial to getting the results. And this is the difference I see in entrepreneurs who have success in their business and those who don't. The successful ones model their strategies after someone who knows how to get results. So after I had a conversation with this guy and he told me he's netting probably $105,000 a month, what do you think I did? I went on Google and I typed in Philippines virtual assistant company. And I try to figure out how this guy is doing this. So after a few weeks of prospecting websites, messaging different companies, I finally found a website that offered superstar level talent for dirt cheap. And these people were not only qualified, but they spoke perfect English, and they had sales experience, and they were incredibly quick learners. So I hired a couple. And in the first month, I got 8 deals done with this method. And this is my team right here. They've been working under our business for a little over a year now, and I love this photo because they sent me this letting me know that they were able to buy this car for their family by working for us. So not only have they been a huge benefit for our business, but it's rewarding because now I know that these people are not only grateful for the opportunity, but they are able to live because of this opportunity. They are able to pay for their bills and pay their expenses and buy their family and take care of their family. Do all that because of this business. So here's what we've trained them to do. I've trained them to manage our cold calling, to scrape data from all sorts of public records and domains, and pool leads from all those domains, enter that data into our CRM, follow up with the leads that we're getting, sort the different leads that come in, and this has been absolutely dynamic for our business. So now that you know what the first secret is, I'm going to go into secret number 2. How we use ringless voicemail and text blasting to acquire deals. And when I first learned about this, I was absolutely amazed at how powerful the results are. Guys, this system completely transformed my business and was resulting in about 10 times the leads that we were getting every month. And not only for myself, but for my students as well. So here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to buy a list of contacts. Be careful where you source your list from, because there are bad lists and there are good lists, and you don't want to get stuck with a bad list. In fact, I was joking around last week because I got a message from some number, and they were like, "Hey, Joe, I saw that you have a property in this area. I was wondering if you're looking to sell." And I was just cracking up because I was like, "Man, my name is not Joe." And I don't know where they pulled my name from, but they have a bad list. So make sure you're sourcing your list from the right place. This is a crucial step. There's a bunch of different websites that allow you to buy them in bulk, and you can buy lists targeting distressed homeowners, older folks between 65 and 70, and even people who are going into foreclosure. There's so many different lists that you can buy. Once you have a list, you're going to put it into a voicemail blasting software right here. And this will allow you to leave voicemails without anyone's phone ever ringing. So people will just get voicemails. Their phone will never ring. We try to leave around 15,000 voicemails per month on average. And once you start doing this, you're going to get a bunch of calls coming in. I mean, your phone is going to be blowing up. Your management system is going to be blowing up. So once you have this set up properly, you're going to use another software to monitor the responses. You'll have a lot of people call you back and leaving messages. So you or your virtual assistant can sort through the responses and call these people back and schedule appointments. And this is going to make such a massive difference in your business. I can't even begin to tell you guys. So, before we go any further, I just want to reiterate this. I am not a tech guy. A lot of you guys are probably scratching your heads thinking that this sounds super complicated, or that it involves too many softwares. And guys, I'm here to let you know I'm the farthest thing from a computer genius. All the softwares I use are really easy. They're really user-friendly. Some of them are even easier than using Facebook. And if I can put these together, I promise you, your grandma could probably put these things together, because I am not a computer guy. Just wanted to make that clear. So let's dive into secret number 3. At this point, everyone, I hope, would have their business model running. Leads are coming in, and all you have to do is set appointments. And you're going to start making money at this point. You're going to start having money to invest into other things. So, a lot of people ask me, where's the best place to put your money? And some would suggest index funds. Some would suggest bonds, ETFs. My suggestion is, without a doubt, if you do it correctly, multifamily real estate is hands down the best investment you can put your money into for long-term growth. And here's why. Here's an example. This is my first deal that I ever did. I purchased this property in 2018. Now, multifamily is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to explain to you why. The way that it's valued is not like residential real estate. And if you know anything about residential real estate, you know that the way a property is valued is by its comps. So what the property next door is selling for is what's going to determine the price of your property. But this isn't like that at all. Multifamily is valued more like a business. So what happens if you can increase the annual business revenue? Right, you can sell the business or the asset for way more money. You can sell it for anywhere from 3, 4, 5 times the difference. So if you negotiate a good deal, and I'm going to teach you guys how to find and negotiate good deals, and then you add a little bit of value to it and you increase the rent every month, then you can sell it anywhere between 5 to 15 times the difference in annual revenue from when you bought it. And or as we call it, instead of revenue, we call it NOI, net operating income in real estate. But this is an example of my first deal. So we purchased this property in January 2017 for $252,000 at a 12% cap rate. My partner and I put down 20%. So we put around $50,000 down, $25,000 each, and we financed the other 80%. And in less than a year, we were able to increase the monthly rent for this entire building from $2,500 to $3,500. Now, the way we did this was very simple. We switched the electric and the water meters so that instead of the owners paying for it, we had the tenants paying for it now, which brought in a couple extra $100 a month from all these units. And then on top of it, we evicted a non-paying tenant and we fixed up that unit, and then we went ahead and we found a new renter. We were able to sell that building a year after purchasing at a 10% cap rate for $377,000. Now note, we bought it for $252,000. We sold it the next year for $377,000. All we did was increase the rent for the building $1,000 a month. This deal netted us an extra $167,500 in 1 year, and the best part was that it cash flowed the entire time. And there's so many different ways to find multifamily deals. I'm going to get into a few of them. One of them is, find an active broker. You can do this by going to loopnet.com, and you can look for, brokers that are putting in listings every month and go ahead and message them. Or you can find it through this website right here. Literally just go to that link. You'll find one. And I implore you to build a relationship with a commercial broker. Send them a message, let them know who you are, let them know what you're looking for, tell them that you're ready to purchase as soon as you find a good deal. And once they start sending you deals, always be the first person to reply to them. Make sure that you do this, because if you do not reply to them consistently, even if the deal's not good, even if you just let them know that you weren't happy with it and these were the reasons why, A and B, this is why I didn't want to buy this property, that will let them know that you are not only interested, but you are reliable. So I encourage you to really build a relationship with a commercial broker. It'll make finding these multifamily deals so much easier. Another way to find deals is you can use data source or county appraiser directory to send out handwritten letters. You can send them to people who have owned for more than 20 years. They might be about to retire and want to sell. You can send them to people who have owned for less than 2 years and have had recent evictions. A lot of these people are just fed up and they didn't know what they were getting into and they don't know how to handle it. A lot of times they're looking to sell. You can send it to people who closed on their deal 7 to 12 years ago. There's huge tax benefits for those people if they sell at that point in time. And then, another way to do it is just the old school method, just going door to door, knocking on apartment complexes, getting their information, calling them. And a lot of these people, you'd be surprised at how many of those people are just looking for someone to knock on their door and sell their property to them. All right, so at this point, we've gone through secret number 1, scaling cold calls without actually calling people yourself. We've gone through secret number 2, how to use ringless voicemail and text blasting to acquire deals. And we've gone through secret number 3, how to invest the profits from your wholesale business correctly to 10 times your money with multifamily real estate. So, hopefully your brain doesn't hurt too much. My goal for this presentation was to make you guys really understand the core concepts of this model, because guys, once you understand this business model, I'm telling you, it's absolutely life-changing. But the truth is that there is only so much information that I can deliver in 25 minutes of this webinar, and I don't think any of us want to be here all day. So I put together a package for everyone who's attended this training together. Do you guys mind if I take a second to just share that package? I'm going to give you guys a second to you can write it in the chat box, yes or no. Just let me know. All right. Clearly a lot of you guys are interested in hearing about this package, so all right, I'm going to get right into it, okay? So, over the past 30 minutes, I explained to you guys the systems that are changing the landscape of wholesaling for me and my students. Every 10 years, there's a huge shift in the real estate market, a massive breakthrough or turning point in the industry. 15 years ago, it was direct mail, and then it was bandit signs, and that's why you saw a sign on every corner, and then it was Google pay-per-click. But the systems that I'm teaching in addition to those are the most up-to-date methods for wholesaling real estate. And this is a chance to get in on the ground floor, guys. This is a chance to get in 1849 when people just discovered this gold rush before everybody and their mother fled over here to search for gold. And I'm gonna teach you guys how to start dominating your local area before it turns into another gold rush. So this is the package right here. The package I put together is called the Mogul Business Model. And this is an expansive training where I teach you guys how to implement and how to emulate our exact business model and strategies. Because, guys, knowing stuff is great, but what good is knowing stuff if you can't actually implement it in your day-to-day business? So here's what you're going to get. For those of you guys who invest in this business model, you're going to get over 3 hours of training, PDFs, and content showing step-by-step instructions on how we set up and run everything in our current business. You're going to learn how to set up a ringless voicemail and text blasting system. You're going to get access and learn all the technology and infrastructure and softwares that we use to set all of this up. You're going to get access to all our voicemail blasts and recordings, so you can literally just listen to them and re-record them yourself and start getting going. You're going to learn how we acquire our targeted caller list. Remember I explained to you guys how important getting a good list is. I'm going to teach you guys where we get our lists from. You're going to learn how to find virtual assistants for dirt cheap and how to train them to deliver massive results. And you're going to learn how to do REI skip tracing the right way. So let me ask you guys a question. If you followed what I taught today in secret number 1, and you hired the right team of virtual assistants, and you train them to build lists and teach them how to cold call, and then if you followed the systems in step 2 and you correctly set up your ringless voicemail blasting and text blasting, and you reached 15,000 people every single month using our exact scripts and recordings, and then after closing those deals, you took those profits and you began acquiring multifamily apartment complexes, and you did this consistently for a few years, do you think that 10 years from now your life will look a little bit different? Do you think it'll look different than it will if you stay on your current path? Probably, right? I'm assuming for most of you guys it probably would. So just so you guys I'm not blowing smoke, and I know it probably looks funny because I only put 1 testimonial in here. I was going to put 3 or 4, but these testimonials are pretty long. We already are taking up enough time. So this is one of my students, Pablo, here. And I'm going to let you guys see what he had to say about my business model. And if you guys want to read the other testimonials, review the other testimonials, they're right up on my site on Mogul Made It. You can go and just check those out yourself. But I'm going to play this real quick just so you guys can see.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Pablo Gil, and I just wanted to take some time to talk about my personal experience working with Logan Han, Mr. Mogul Made It, and his business model. I have been a full-time real estate investor for about 8 months now. I have been working with Logan for about 5 months, so I'm still very new, very green, with a lot to learn. But since I've been working with Logan, my business has been able to increase lead generation 8 to 10-fold. And what I mean by that is when I first started in this industry, I was probably generating about 1 lead a week myself. And they were pretty crappy leads at that, to be honest. Now, this wasn't because I wasn't willing to put in the time or the effort or do the research. It just really boiled down to me not having the proper guidance and me second-guessing myself every step of the way. Since I've been following Logan's business model, my lead generation is now 6 to 8 every single week consistently, and these are solid leads where I'm actually meeting with the sellers and putting in offers on properties consistently every single week. I've been able to do this by learning how to multiply my time. Now I have software and VAs that do a lot of the time-consuming tasks for me. Things like lead generation or telemarketing, voicemail blasting or text blasting, things of that nature that would consume a ton of my time before. Now I can spend my time on revenue-generating activities like actually meeting with sellers and putting in offers on properties. That's one of the aspects that I was able to learn from his business model. Another thing that was extremely important to me, and learning where to go to find properties, pennies on the dollar, right? Where do I find these properties? Because I was going to Zillow or the MLS, and I can tell you firsthand that you're not going to find anything there, because everything on Zillow or MLS is retail price, and what you're trying to do is get properties, pennies on the dollar in order for you to have enough delta to make an actual profit, right? So he was able to guide me on where to go, where to look, who to reach out to in order to find these type of leads, these properties, pennies on the dollar, where to go to find your buyer's list, right? How to put your buyer's list together, because say you do find a property, you acquire it, now who do you sell it to? Unless you have a solid buyer's list, you're going to have a hard time trying to get rid of that property. So these are all things that I was able to learn through Logan and using his business model. But one of the things that I'm actually extremely grateful to Logan for is that he has been there for me when it comes down to going over contracts. That was something that was extremely foreign to me. And once I actually started receiving contracts and having to negotiate deals, I was kind of lost. And he was actually there. I was actually able to email him some of these contracts. He looked them over for me, told me what to look for, what to avoid, told me which ones were solid. And knowing that he is basically giving me his blessing, right, and telling me this is a solid deal, gave me that confidence to give it, 100% after that deal. So I'm extremely grateful to Logan for everything that he's done for me and my business. I wish that guy nothing but continued success, and look forward to working with him for many, many years to come.
All right, guys, I'm sorry. I know that was a little bit of a long-winded testimonial, but I just wanted you guys to, really see the value through that testimonial, and I really think that, Pablo, I'm really grateful for the fact that he was, took the time to sit down and do this. But, another thing about this system, guys, is you're going to be able to get rid of so many expenses if you only use these methods. So just to put things into perspective, when I first started this business, I was spending about $2 per sign for 200 signs every week. That right there is $400. On top of it, I was running direct mail campaigns, and we were getting about less than a 1% return rate. And I was spending about $2,500 for every deal that we were getting. On top of it, Google PPC was costing me $1,500 in ad spend per deal, and all the marketing softwares we were using costed another $300 per month. That right there is $3,700 a month in marketing expenses to do this. That's almost $35,000 a year spent in just marketing expenses. And the best part about the systems that I'm showing you are not only are they 10 times more effective, but they're cheaper than these systems, guys. Before we began utilizing these systems, we were spending all this money. We were acquiring, maybe 2-3 deals a month. And the systems that I'm showing you have allowed us to, triple, quadruple the results that we're getting, spending way less money, guys. So if you guys sign up today, you're going to get my complete Mogul business model, which has a real world value of $24.97. Now, I'm not going to charge you anywhere near that much today, but if you go to my website, you can see that that's literally the price that I charge year-round for this course right here. But just to make it a little bit better, I'm going to include, as part of the Mogul business model, my sales training blueprint, where I'm going to provide you with all the real-life training on how to speak to sellers, how to handle objections, all of our scripts, all of our follow-ups, what to say to close a deal, how to close a deal, and how to talk to different types of sellers. Remember, every seller is different, and their motivations for selling their property are different. So we go through every single one of those different types of methods of speaking to these people. So you're going to get that included with the Mogul business model just for acting today. So not only are you going to get the Mogul business model at a $24.97, you're going to get the sales training blueprint, which is a $997 value. But guys, I want to make this even more of a no-brainer for you guys that are still on the fence. So for those of you who join this business model, you're going to get access to my actual virtual assistant who is already trained to do things like scraping public records data and compiling lists of probates, divorces, tax defaults, and lis pendens in whatever county you desire. And I even went as far to pre-negotiate a rate for all of my students at just 8 cents per lead, which is way cheaper than it will cost you to go and buy these lists yourself. Guys, this right here is I'm providing so much value, guys, by giving this virtual assistant away to you guys. She is incredible. She is so competent. She is so good at what she does, and she's a fraction of the cost. So right there, you're going to get the Mogul business model. You're going to get the sales training blueprint. You're going to get my personal virtual assistant, a $1,297 value, and we're not done yet. But if all this model did was allow you to do an extra 2 deals every single month, how much would that be worth to you? If it allows you to do an extra 3 deals every month, how much would that be worth for you? And guys, these numbers right here are conservative. These are conservative numbers right here. I mean, this is considering that every deal is only bringing in $5,000. And this is considering that, you're only doing an extra 2 or 3 deals a month. I can tell you that when we implemented these strategies, we were doing an extra 5, 6, 7, 8 deals every single month easily. Guys, how much would that change your life? An extra 10 grand every month, an extra 15 grand every month. Probably for most of you guys, I'm assuming that it would change your life a lot. And just so you guys see, I'm not blowing smoke, I'm not making this stuff up. This is what my actual students are writing on social media. These are real people, guys. I didn't ask them to write these reviews. I didn't ask them to post these things. They literally wrote these things voluntarily. And if you don't believe me, you can go on my social media and you can message them yourselves and ask them what they think. Joe Grutman wrote, "I'm currently going through Logan's business model, and it's the best business model out right now. Logan is the man for putting this out to the public. It's so detailed, and there are some really creative ways to get your phone ringing. If you're reading this and have some deals under your belt and want to get more deals, you would be a fool not to check this out, especially for the price." Guys, this is I couldn't make this stuff up even if I wanted to. So, I'm going to give you guys a few bonuses for those who take action today. And, on top of what I've already decided to include in this course, which is already a mind-blowing amount of information, I'm going to include bonuses. Guys, these bonuses right here are available for those only through this webinar today. So this is to reward people who take action, those people that go with their gut, those people that know that this is something that could really, really change their life. I'm going to include these 3 bonuses. I'm going to go through them now. So bonus number 1, I'm going to give you guys my vacant home list building strategy. So this is a strategy that I can promise you no competitor in your network is using. This is a method that me and my team created ourselves that helps us get access to public records lists. Public records, so government public records, lists of vacant homes that people wouldn't even know were vacant. And guys, I've done so many deals using this method, and it works so well because in almost every situation, that seller is quick to want to sell that vacant house. I mean, the house is vacant. They're looking to, most people don't want to hold on to a vacant house. And then on top of it, in almost every situation, you're going to be the first person to contact that seller because most people don't know this is on the market. So you're going to be the first person to call a seller who's already motivated to sell. And as you guys know, motivation is huge in this business, and being first to call is huge in this business. So on top of that, I'm going to include my multifamily investment training. So this bonus is absolutely amazing. It's packed with so much information because while wholesaling can make you very rich, investing in multifamily will make you generational wealth, guys. Assets that you can pass down to your children. These are assets that will create a legacy for you and your family. These are assets that appreciate over time so you can sell and you can, reinvest later on. And my favorite aspect about this business right here is this idea of multifamily leapfrogging. which means that if you do this right, this business is 100% scalable, meaning that if you know what you're doing, you can use leverage to keep buying year after year after year and growing your portfolio until you are a multi-millionaire, guys. This is incredible information. So, if you sign up today, you're going to get the Mogul business model, $24.97 value. You're going to get the sales training blueprint, a $9.97 value. You're going to get my personal virtual assistant, a $12.97 value, and that's modest right there, guys. This right here this creates so much value right here. I don't think you guys have any idea how much she has helped our business. You're also going to get our vacant house list building, a $497 value, and it actually is probably even worth more than that because, guys, if you find a couple vacant houses, you're going to be, those deals are easy to get. And then the multifamily investment training, a $997 value. But I'm going to include one more thing. I'm going to include one more bonus. So if you guys take action today, I'm going to give you guys access to all our legal contracts. So these are the contracts that we use every day, day in and day out in our business. These contracts are rock solid. We paid to have an attorney make them for us. We paid more than that, actually. And these are available to those exclusively who take action and get this today. But guys, this will make such a difference. I'm telling you, writing these contracts is an absolute pain. And otherwise you're going to have to go to an attorney. He's going to charge you more than that. And I'm telling you guys are going to want these contracts right here. They are really bulletproof contracts. They're great. So just to go over everything one more time, you're going to get the Mogul business model, $24.97. The sales training blueprint, $9.97. My personal virtual assistant, $12.97. The vacant house list building, $497 value. The multifamily investment training, $997 value in all our contracts, a $197 value. Guys, the value for this course comes out to $6,476. That is the value. That is how much this course should be valued at. But as I told you guys, I'm not going to charge you guys that much for this course, especially for a lot of you guys who are just getting started, and I'm really looking to build on as many clients as I can get this year. When I started this course, I had two choices. I could make it accessible to others, or I could sell it for the real world value. And I chose that I really wanted to make it accessible to others who are in this webinar and are taking action today. So if all this helped you guys achieve was an extra 5, 6, 7 deals a month, a year, then this system would pay for itself 10 times over. This system will pay for itself with one deal. If you literally took all the information that we were teaching, literally took it to do one deal, you would 10x your money. So I'm not going to charge you guys the market price of $6,476. I'm not even going to charge you guys half of that $3,239. I'm not going to charge you guys even that. For those of you guys who take action today, I am going to charge you guys a one-time payment of $997. Guys, that is a fraction of what most people spend a month doing their marketing for wholesaling. A fraction, guys. And think about all the value that you are getting for this price right here. You are getting our entire model, our entire business model, step by step, how to implement every single aspect of it. You're going to get our sales training blueprint, how to handle objections, how to talk to sellers. You're going to get my personal virtual assistant already trained, ready to go at a pre-negotiated price. You're going to get bonus of vacant house list building, multifamily investment training, and all our contracts. Guys, this is so much value right here. You can go through and read our testimonials and see why people are just so happy about this investment. So I know some of you guys may feel a little bit skeptic, and I don't blame you guys. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen on the internet today. I see them myself all the time. But I can assure you guys, I am the farthest thing from that. Guys, I am actually someone who is in the trenches. I have spent the past 3 years learning this information. I know it works. My students know it works. You can literally reach out to any of them on Instagram and they'll be the first to tell you that everything I do is about delivering massive success and massive actions and helping others. So if you feel like you go through this training, if you invest in this business today and you go through this training and you didn't feel like you got your money's worth, guys, I'm offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. Guys, if I can't help you make money, I don't believe I deserve yours. So after 30 days of going through this training, if you are not blown away by the material, then shoot me a message and I will refund you every cent, no questions asked. Guys, that is ridiculous right there. At the end of the day, we don't need your money. We have a thriving business. We have plenty of thriving, satisfied students. So if you're not satisfied with the training, there's no hard feelings. I will send you your money back, no questions asked. But the real question is it worth gambling a few days of your time to check out this system? And the word gamble is even a stretch because there really is no gamble. If you don't like it, you get your money back immediately. So even if the system does half of what I've claimed it did today, which it does, it will pay for itself at least 10 times over as soon as you begin implementing our strategies. So once again, let me remind you what you're getting. You're getting the Mogul business model, the sales training blueprint, my personal trained virtual assistant, the vacant house list building system, the multifamily investment training, and all our contracts for $997. Guys, that's a $6,476 value for $997. So I wanted to leave you guys on this quote right here. It's not so much what you know, who you know, how much money you have, or the resources you have access to. The only reason why some people experience success more than others is because they think, they make decisions, and they act quickly. And when they spot an opportunity that resonates with them, they don't hang around. They dive straight in and never look back. That decision pays off in huge dividends over a lifetime. I attribute a huge percentage of my own success to this quote alone because, not only myself, but every successful entrepreneur that I've met, they take action when they resonate with something, guys. They make moves. They don't sit around pondering. They don't sit around thinking. They make decisions. They get to the opportunity as quickly as possible. And that's what I encourage you guys to do, guys. This is so true for me, and this is so true for all my students who are achieving success. Take action, guys. Be the type of person to take action, and I promise you that over 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of taking action, you're going to see those results pay off, and they're going to compound over time. So if you want to take advantage of this deal today, if you feel like this deal is something that will help you in your business, if you feel like this deal will allow you to get more deals done every month, if you feel like this training will allow you to get started the right way and really transform your life and really start making deals every single month and investing in multifamily and really building a legacy for yourself, then take advantage of today's deal, and you can go to this link and do so right here, bit.ly.com/mogulmodel. That's a short link directly to my course. So I'm going to leave this up here right now. Oh, just so you guys know, I haven't forgotten. For those of you guys who attended, I am leaving a link to a Google Drive. So if you guys want to, this free wholesale secrets training, guys, you can go to that link. I don't want you guys to think I forgot. And you guys can go there and you guys can learn all the basics, all the things that worked for me in my first year, and I'm really happy to teach you guys, especially for just sticking around. I want to provide as much value as I possibly can. And for those of you guys who want to get started now with the Mogul business model and learn all our new strategies, all the things that have 10x'd our business and helped taking us to the next level, then here is a link. I'm going to leave this up on the screen for another minute or two, and go ahead and take action. If you guys have any questions, you guys can message me or my customer support. We are here all the time answering questions and making sure you guys are taken care of. And I just want to thank you guys all for coming out today. I mean, if you stuck through this webinar, it's obvious that you're the type of person that is really about learning and acquiring information, and I really respect that. And I myself am like that as well. So, I really hope you guys choose to take action. I promise you, you guys will not regret it, guys. This is filled with so much value. I tried to put as much value as I possibly could in here for the price. So, I thank you guys once again. My name is Logan Hand. The Mogul made it, and I will speak with you guys soon.